This is from Many Valued Logic and Its Philosophy by Gregors Malinowski. Page 14. Ways of many valued logics. Ways of many values. The question when a logic is many valued is uneasy and non-trivial. To start with, we outline an early history of the subject and recall some important justifications, interpretations, and explanations of many logical values. Important justifications, interpretations, and explanations of many logical values. We focus on future contingents, paradoxes, and probability. Early history. The roots of many valued logics can be traced back to Aristotle, 4th century BC. In chapter 9 of De Interpretatione, Aristotle considers the timely honored sentence, "There will be a sea battle tomorrow," end quote, which cannot be evaluated from the point of view of truth and falsity. The battle sentence falls in a wide category of future contingents. In other words, predicting the future, prognostication of the future. Future contingent sentences, which refer to the future not necessary or not actually determined events. The philosopher from Stagira, Aristotle, suggests the existence of the third logical status of propositions. Of propositions themselves, that's what's being said. But there's an ambiguity there. Is he saying, no, the point of view of truth and falsity not necessary or not actually determined events. So, what? Neither true nor false. That's the idea. The prehistory of many valued logic falls on the Middle Ages. However, an evaluation to what extent the approaches by Duns Scotus, 1266 to 1308, William Ockham, 1285 to 1347, and Peter de Rivo, bit of an unexpected, 1420 to 1499. What's the line from the soccer match? I digress. Submitted to the topic is fairly uneasy. So the evaluation to what extent the approaches those three guys submitted to the topic is fairly uneasy. Mostly since their studies were limited to the topics following Aquinas' discussion of future contingents and divine foreknowledge. So Aquinas is like wondering about what God knows about the future. roughly. I'm butchering it, but the main idea is that what Malinowski is claiming is that Aquinas steers the conversation in a theological direction, because all of the scholastics are fundamentally worried about the nature of God, the nature of God's interface with the world, and all of the technical theological questions that the Middle Ages are famous for. Mostly since their studies were limited to the topics following Aquinas' discussion of future contingents and divine foreknowledge. Accordingly, they were concerned with the modality and to the consequentia. So the modality and the consequentia, modality these days, most famous modality is David Lewis and Saul Kripke modal logic. Is the logic of contingency, possibility, and necessity, roughly. Modal logic. Whether or not a proposition expresses a necessary truth or a contingent truth. Whether or not it's true come what may, or whether we have to check and see first. And we have to check with the world to see if it's true, or whether it's true come what may, no matter how the world is. So I stopped at the second paragraph of the early history thing. Maybe I'll continue, maybe I won't. I don't know. I start all these things, and then that's what they are, because I go on to other things. What is there to complete? Hey, I've completed things before. Have you listened to my music?